little lie was taking her life in a completely different direction. Up until yesterday, every director and producer was embarrassed by the negativity surrounding her divorce, which had been blown out of proportion by the press. They were avoiding her, and today she had received the role of a lifetime, Carmen. Her relationship being fake, and her boyfriend being hired for a substantial amount of money, was a fact known only by her and Victor. And even though Victor had asked for €50,000 to play along till the end, her plan was still ingenious. The money she would get from the movie would be 10 times that amount, so Victor was entirely deserving of the money. He clearly needed it. He had told her the heartbreaking story of his sick sister whom he had to help. This had made their lie a noble one, which made Sophie feel slightly proud. She took a sip of her coffee and started humming. She had a hairdresser appointment in a bit. She had another date coming up at the opera, of all places, in honour of Fashion Week. Her producers were also going to be there, and Sophie insisted on being nothing less than breathtaking. She was still beautiful, didn't look her age, and the flame the role of Carmen kindled in her black eyes could easily pass for the fire of love. Sophie jumped from the armchair and started dancing. She hadn't felt like a winner in so long, and this morning she enjoyed that forgotten feeling to the fullest. She looked at herself in the full-length mirror on one of the living room walls. Her body was still flexible, her hair was shining, and her lips were still rosy. She could still dazzle the world just like she had for the past 30 years. With a swing in her step, she walked over to the phone and called Victor. She had to remind him that they were expecting him in one of her favourite boutiques this afternoon to find him the perfect suit. The sound of the phone pierced his head. Everything hurt. Without looking, Victor felt around for his phone and hung up once he found it. He inhaled carefully. Every breath made his lungs scream. The guy from last night had kicked him in the ribs, but nothing seemed to be broken. He didn't know how much time he'd been out, lying on the alley next to Sophie's house. Once more his phone impatiently rang, but Victor hung up. He was in no condition to speak. He was still unable to comprehend what had happened, and needed aspirin to organise his thoughts. He had left Sophie's house after she promised him €50,000 to pretend to be her boyfriend. He'd had 2 beers in that pub next to the Oak Grove, and had decided to head for the subway afterwards. And then that guy attacked him. He didn't say who he was, nor what he wanted. All he did was kept asking if he'd fucked her. He probably meant Sophie. There had been no other woman in his life lately. With a groan, Victor got out of bed and went to the